NFSv3 provider, NFSv4, and the iSCSI provider. And I'd like to thank Sam Faulkner and Lisa Weiss, who did a lot of the work on the NFS providers. First, I'm just going to do a demo of the NFSv4 provider, unless that's not interesting. People want to see a quick demo?
Yeah,
sure. So I'm sitting here on an engineering server at Sun in the Menlo Park campus. And first I'm just going to look at the NFSv4 Pro.
Always demo introductions.
Right, exactly.
I feel there should be some bonus for any demos that are done on actual production machines should be.
So
will root on Xion be available all day for all the time?
Exactly. If anyone else wants to root on this machine, whatever. So it's just for every operation in NFSv4 we have a start and done probe. So this matches up with like function entry and function return or system function return.
The IO provider as well. Also a good example of kind of keeping with the existing paradigm.
Right. So the paradigm here is for functions we're doing entry and return, and for other things we're doing start and done. Unfortunately, interrupt didn't follow that.
That's STT.
That's good. Right, fair enough. Girl stuff. A quick aside is that originally we were thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have, like, instead of having the function be, RFS 4 op lock t, have the function be lock t and have it the probe names be start and done. So that is to say, not use the STT structure. And we had someone go off and prototype that, and it was.
It panicked a lot.
It's either the biggest pile of garbage we've ever seen, or like kind of in there.
Top 3 big problems.
So it was tricky. So we at that point we made the decision, like STT, although we sort of don't get to construct the probes exactly the way we'd like to, it's really interpretable, and we can take apart these things using string routines and get exactly wrong. Jonathan,
yeah, it does seem like one dtrace RFV is to be able to list probes, basically ignoring parts that are below the threshold of stability. Because a lot of times you don't care about the function for STT.
Absolutely. We discussed that on the list to say, when I list all the NFS probes, just tell me that it's off lock T done, but don't tell me that it happens to be an RFS 4 off lock T. That's
great, easy RFV.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Let's talk about that in the future.
That's about 5 lines of code given what's already there, so that's a great one. If someone wants a really simple starter project to use something, that's a very easy to use.
And that would be really valuable. So, so 2 things to note here. Again, the function, as Adam said, is the actual function. That is, debuggers don't lie. That's part of this logic that we want. Because often, if you're looking at an STT probe, you may want to understand where is this thing actually in the implementation. You don't actually have the source code available to you. You want to be using FBT. That's part of the reason why we give you that function there. The other thing to note is, and this is something we have to correct from time to time, note the dashes. This is the kind of the dtrace convention, is that we're using dashes, not underscores here. You use double underscore in the probe name to actually. So sometimes some of you have sent us providers where we send it back to you saying, looks great, just change all those underscores to dashes. That's just, I can mention.
However, kudos to sending the provider out. Unlike Perry, if you're listening, the C++ provider, which didn't follow any conventions and didn't ask anybody if it was the right thing, and in fact didn't. So.
Well, you put that on video. Just lay that one out there.
All right. So I'm going to just look at the right probe first and do a minus L on this guy. Minus LV.
What do we think of the wreckage of all of our slamming on video?
We're all getting fired after this conversation.
That's very true.
So just picking up one probe, we're looking at the arguments to this. This backing up just a little bit. So the first argument to this is the connectivity. So after Brendan did the network providers, we started talking about higher level protocols. So that is, let's say, all these NFS stuff, iSCSI, HTTP, FTP, things like that. And we wanted to have something which captured the common features of all this. And that's the con info team. And I'm going to pull that up real quick. So that's in user lib dtrace.
This is kind of another tip when writing providers. So Adam has invented this con info team. We started to use it again and again in different providers. So the more we can leverage those structures, the better.
That's right. So we're having this con thing, and all it has is the protocol as a string, and then the local and remote admin. So very generic. So if you were using InfiniBand or IPv6 or whatever, there's ways of capturing those as just canonical strings in those forms. The idea here being so I can say something like trace everything at iSCSI, NFS, and CIFS. Tell me the source address, and that would give me a sort of a big overview of what's happening as well. So just to fire up one of these probes, and I'll say just look at NFS for off-right start, and I'll aggregate based on args 0, links to CI remote, which is the address of the machine that's doing IO installs. And I hope people are working on the part today, but it is Friday, so you never know.
I just gave you a little.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, thanks very much.
Friday at work, low turnout expected.
My job stock. All right,
Tell me
so
Menlo Park's working.
somebody, which one?
That'd be the bottom one.
Actually,
I think those are right with Mozilla.
Those are Perl scripts that are running out front. So,
That's let's see
The
if-
148.
Maybe people are just doing reads.
Try this.
No, it's true. You can get a lot of work done just doing reads. That's true, right?
I think like it's on Fridays is the only day.
So now I'll just look at all the start probes, and we'll hope that people.
It's opposite day. All your reads are right. All your reads.
Maybe there's like a more esoteric, write operation. So let's see if Dan can generate a bunch more loads. It look like people are reading.
Control C.
there we go.
Thank you, Dan.
Good, and now we see a bunch of that. Now, do we have the?
Wow,
do
just
we
check
have
that
print
6
up,
at
like,
151.
to do resolution? Is that
That's a punching call.
No, you're running fish. You're running fish. He's running fish.
Oh, yeah, right. So in the near
No,
future.
that's me actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Over on my
I've done lots of shills in this room, and I thank all my helpful shills.
You gotta be careful with the shills, man. I was giving a demo and everyone tried to shill me up some load and then immediately put the application in
Yeah.
a place I never did before.
What's the font? Is it the I? E. All right. So Brendan,
It's not working.
I don't want.
It's kind of I.
All right. Let's look up All right, so now we're going to be using some of the features that Brendan has added for the IT provider, the networking provider. And now we're seeing actually who's doing this. You got it?
Uzalania.
All right, so now we can actually see who's doing this stuff. It looks like, Jeff Bonwick has decided to do a couple of IOs from time to time.
Jeff Bonham is here.
Right, exactly. Who's in the house,
We
right?
got some great music yes.
All right, so that's where we're, and we can imagine just, fine, yes, sir. Looking again at the arguments to this thing. We have, that looks at confluency, so all of that stuff can happen for iSCSI, for NFS, for whatever. And if you're interested in doing a quick plug for like an FTP provider or an HTTP provider, this is a good model call. Then we can look at the NFSv3 op info team, and that's user lib, dtrace. All this stuff is also on the wiki. I think it actually is on the wiki.
It actually is on the wiki. It actually does.
This is
It
not
doesn't
on.
seem like bullshit you're throwing out there.
Right. It's like, oh no. It's like all this stuff that you have documented on the wiki.
Yeah, like that's
So this is the op info team, and there's not much there. It's just the credential structure, an XID, which is the internal unique ID across these things, and then NOI per pack. So we can look at NOI per pack there, and we'll do it for all. So let's do ARGS1. Let's do. So I hope Jeff Bonwick's on there looking at all his points, so you can see that. And Danny Mike, so some of these things obviously didn't have associated codebacks.
Actually, that brings up a good RFP that I just wanted Jared, your RFP from back in the day, having the waves across the area. That would be another easy one to do. Not having the
So we could just add in a break here.
Jared Adams.
Yeah, seriously.
Hello, world. That's my fingers. There you go. At least Ross is reading his email. Ross, you get the attendance award. RFPs.
There's so many demos that happen right here that's like we're talking to some customer, it's like, oh, like I suck my own cock, like oh
I'm gonna so edit that out. Just isolate that and I just play that over and over again.
that's fine. I got so many recordings of that now.
We're gonna make a lot of money.
Wait till your visualization demo is all right. So now we've edited out those all those these errors we were doing before and taking a look at what's happened. And there's like Jonathan's touching his home directory and he's on
Steve is doing work by having his scripts gather some statistics.
And there's something Panacea done that, and I like that. Okay, anyway, so those are the providers. And I encourage you guys, if you're building higher level networking protocol providers, to take a look at these. Brendan, we're trying to sort of cast a model for how they should work in the future.
Cool.
So,
And I'll just add, I didn't demo it, and Adam hasn't demoed it, but when we do these providers, like the IP provider and the NFS providers, there's a number of basic scripts that we try to get going. So by high-level events, so by host name, by file name, doing IO counts, doing byte counts, and also doing latency. So all of this stuff, you can look at NFS events by file name, by latency, by type of NFS, operation by latency. Same with the IP provider, I've got first byte latency, connection latency for TCP provider, and so on and so on. So latency is a big thing for dtrace certainly because it leads you to answering performance problems better than previous tools.
if you don't want to wait for Brendan's scripts, you can actually just start
That's right.
at the start probe, record a timestamp, and at the done probe. Although we do love running your dual probe code scripts, you can also do it yourself. All right, cool. Next question.
So,
Yeah.
Adam, if someone is familiar with IO provider and get file names, for example, from IO provider, how easy would be programmed to use NFS provider? Are they
It's
similar? Or?
very simple. I mean, it's just pulling some member out of the structure and recording it the same way you would an IO provider. And for start and done, you can get latencies and you can file all of them through the system pretty easily.
Thank you.